Imagine a world, hidden just beneath the surface of the sea, a shimmering surface from above. A sudden dive, color explodes. It is a world of vibrant color and constant movement. Sunlight filters down through the warm blue water, making everything shimmer and dance. This is not a dream, this place is real, a special marine kingdom, along India's southeastern coast. Here, between the mainland and Sri Lanka, lies a stretch of ocean teeming with life. The Gulf of Mannar, extraordinary beauty and immense importance. The gentle lapping of waves, the heartbeat of this underwater paradise. A mosaic of different habitats, shallow sandy seabeds with buried strange creatures, lush seagrass meadows swaying like underwater prairies, magnificent coral reefs, bustling cities built over thousands of years. Above, salt air and warm sun. Below, the real magic. You can feel the energy and abundance of life here. 21 small islands and the shallow waters around them. The true treasure lies in waters that connect them. One of the planet's most diverse marine communities. Witness the interconnectedness of all living things. This is not just any beautiful stretch of coast. The Gulf of Mannar holds a very special title. It is India's first marine national park. This designation, granted in 1986, was a landmark moment. It was a declaration that this underwater world is a national treasure, as valuable as any great monument or forest on land. A national park is a promise. It is a promise to protect the habitat and the creatures that live within it from harm. It means that the unique ecosystems here, the coral reefs, the seagrass beds, and the mangrove forests, are officially recognized as being of immense value to the nation and to the world. But its special status does not end there. The Gulf of Mannar is also a Biosphere Reserve, a title awarded by UNESCO. This is a global recognition. It means this area is part of a worldwide network of places that are celebrated for their rich biodiversity and for the way humans and nature can coexist. A biosphere reserve has a core area, the national park itself, where nature is given the highest level of protection. But it also includes surrounding areas where people live and work in ways that are sustainable, ways that support both their own communities and the health of the marine environment. It is a model for our planet's future. To understand why this place is so cherished, one must understand what is at stake. This reserve protects over 117 square kilometers of precious marine habitat. It is a shield against the pressures of the modern world. Within its boundaries, activities like coral mining and destructive fishing are forbidden. The goal is to create a safe haven, a sanctuary where marine life can feed, breed, and thrive without threat. Beneath the calm surface of the Gulf of Mannar lives a truly remarkable creature. It is large, gentle, and shy. It moves with a slow, deliberate grace, grazing peacefully on the underwater meadows. This is the dugong, often called the sea cow. They are related to elephants' wrinkled skin, gentle nature. The Gulf of Mannar is one of the last remaining strongholds for the dugong in India. They are herbivores. Their survival depends entirely on the health of the vast seagrass beds. They spend their days munching on seagrass using their bristly snouts to pull the plants up from the roots. They can stay underwater for several minutes before needing to surface for a breath of air, or in small mother and calf pairs. A mother dugong is incredibly nurturing. Sadly, these gentle giants are in trouble. Their numbers have declined across the world due to habitat loss, accidental capture, and fishing nets. This is why the protection offered by the Gulf of Mannar Marine National Park is so critically important. By protecting the seagrass meadows. The Gulf of Mannar is not only home to gentle giants, it is also a playground for some of the ocean's most intelligent and charismatic creatures. We are, of course, talking about dolphins. Several species of dolphin can be found leaping through these warm waters. The most common are the spinner dolphins, famous for their incredible acrobatic displays. They launch themselves out of the water, spinning in the air like graceful gymnasts, before splashing back down. It is a sight of pure joy and boundless energy. But it may be a form of communication or simply an expression of playfulness. These dolphins are highly social animals. They live in large groups called pods, and they communicate with each other using a complex series of clicks, whistles, and squeaks. They hunt together using teamwork to herd schools of fish into a tight ball, making them easier to catch. They are incredibly fast and agile swimmers, their sleek bodies perfectly designed for life in the open ocean. The waters of the Gulf provide everything these dolphins need. There are plenty of fish to eat, and the protected status of the park means they are safer here from the dangers of boat traffic and entanglement in fishing gear. The story of the Gulf of Mannar is also a story of survival, a story told by some of the planet's most ancient mariners, the sea turtles. These remarkable reptiles have been swimming in our oceans for over 100 million years, since the time of the dinosaurs. The waters in the sandy islands are a crucial habitat. They come here to feed and to nest. The most frequently seen are the magnificent green turtles and the smaller, but equally beautiful, hawksbill turtles. These creatures are the embodiment of endurance. Green turtles are named not for their shells but for the color of their body fat, green from their diet of seagrass and algae. They use their strong, beak-like mouths to nibble on the lush seagrass meadows, keeping them healthy and trimmed, much like a lawnmower. The hawksbill turtle, on the other hand, has a different role. It is smaller, with a beautifully patterned shell. Its name comes from its narrow, pointed beak, which looks like that of a hawk. This specialized beak is the perfect tool for reaching into the nooks and crannies of the coral reef to find its favorite food, sea sponges. By eating sponges, hawksbills play a vital role in the health of the reef. Now let us dive deeper into the heart of the Gulf of Mannar, into the bustling coral reefs. To do so is to immerse oneself in a living kaleidoscope of fish. The sheer variety is astonishing. Over 500 species have been recorded here. Each has its own unique shape. Each has its own unique color. Each has its own way of life. There are brilliant blue damselfish that dart in and out of the coral branches. There are vibrant yellow butterfly fish, often seen in pairs, flitting gracefully. And there are the bold and beautiful parrotfish in green shades, parrotfish in blue shades, parrotfish in pink shades. The sounds of the reef are as colorful as the sights. Listen closely, and you can hear the constant crunching sound of the parrotfish. They use their hard, beak-like mouths to scrape algae off the surface of the corals. A single parrotfish can produce hundreds of pounds of sand in a year. They are the architects of the beautiful white sandy beaches that fringe the islands. Among the most captivating residents are the clownfish, made famous around the world. It is a perfect partnership, a beautiful example of symbiosis. Beyond the flashing colors of the reef, the Gulf of Mannar holds secrets that require a patient eye to uncover. In the calm, shallow waters, hidden amongst the blades of seagrass, live some of the ocean's most curious and delicate creatures. Here we find the seahorse. They are fish, but they look like nothing else in the sea. With their horse-like heads, curled tails, and upright posture, they seem like characters from a fairy tale. Masters of camouflage, changing their color to blend in perfectly, making them incredibly difficult to spot. In a remarkable reversal of roles, the male seahorse becomes pregnant. The female deposits her eggs into a brood pouch on the male's belly. Then he gives birth to hundreds of tiny replicas. Closely related are the pipefish. Long, thin, pipe-like bodies. They float vertically amongst the seagrass. By safeguarding seagrass beds, the park gives these tiny, magical fish a home. At the very foundation of this entire underwater world is something truly remarkable. It is something that looks like a rock or a plant, but is actually a colony of tiny animals. We are talking about coral. The magnificent reefs of the Gulf of Mannar are the handiwork of billions of tiny creatures called coral polyps. Each polyp is a soft-bodied animal, related to a jellyfish, that builds a hard limestone cup around itself for protection. Over thousands of years, as new polyps build on top of old ones, these cups join together to create the massive, complex structures we know as coral reefs. These reefs are like bustling cities, the largest structures built by any living creature on Earth, including humans. They provide a home, a hiding place, and a feeding ground for a quarter of all marine species, despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor. The coral itself is alive. Living within the tissues of the coral polyps are tiny algae called zooxanthellae, and in return the algae use sunlight to create food which they share with the coral. This is what gives the corals their beautiful colors. This is called coral bleaching, and it leaves the coral a ghostly white. We have journeyed through this incredible underwater kingdom. We have seen the gentle dugongs grazing in their seagrass pastures. We have watched dolphins dance upon the waves. We have followed ancient sea turtles to their nesting grounds, and we have marveled at the kaleidoscope of life on the coral reefs. The Gulf of Mannar is more than just a beautiful place. It is a living, breathing system where every creature, from the tiniest polyp to the largest mammal, is connected. It is a perfect example of the intricate web of life that makes our planet so extraordinary. This precious jewel, however, is fragile. The threats it faces are real and growing. Climate change is warming our oceans, threatening the very existence of the coral reefs. Pollution from the land, such as plastic and chemicals, can poison marine life. Destructive fishing practices can damage habitats and harm vulnerable species like dugongs and turtles. Its survival depends entirely on the choices we make and the actions we take. We are the guardians of this underwater world. It requires us to support the local communities who are working to live in harmony with the sea. It requires us to teach our children about the wonders of the ocean and the importance of protecting it. The Gulf of Mannar is a gift. It is a living library of biodiversity, a source of wonder,